Okay. The digits 87352 are written on 4 cards as shown. The cards can be arranged to make different types of numbers. Everybody right with that? Give me an even number. 25,782. Has to end in a 2 or a 8. It's definitely an even number. Everybody right with that? Once it ends in a 2 or an 8. Give me the largest possible number.
87532.
87532. Start with the biggest number, put in the first slot. That means 80,000. Put the lowest number in the lowest slot.
2,875.
800 and?
75.
Anything that uses all 5 numbers and is below 80,000. Everybody cool with that? 40,000. Now, insert plus, minus or multiply to make the following work.
Multiply minus. So it's 5 multiplied by 2 minus 8.
Yeah. 5 multiplied by 2 gives me 10. 10 minus 8 gives me 2. Next one.
5 plus 2 multiplied by 8.
Minus 6.
It's 2 multiplied by 8, which is 16.
5. Yeah, so 16 plus 5 gives you 21. So 5 plus 2 multiplied by 8. How you said?
Yeah, I said plus.
Everybody right with that?
Is that not 7 by 8?
No, Ben, that's Ocean. You multiply before you add. So you gotta multiply first, add second. Everybody right with that? Okay. Now, this one here. You're estimating stuff to the nearest euro. You should better help me fly through this. What's this one here? Just call out the number so.
1,000.
1,000.
1,300.
1,300.
600.
600. 800.
500.
And your totals
4,200.
for this one?
Yeah, and then 4,216.
I got 300.
4,216.
16. I got 4,300 for the estimated nearest euro total.
2,300, 2,900, 3,700. And I've got 4,200 as well. Everybody cool with that? Now, find the difference between one and the other. 16 euro, isn't it?
Yeah.
Estimates are pretty useful there, aren't they? Now, they don't always work like that, but they can be pretty close sometimes. Okay, moving on. Is this the next question?
Yeah.
This here?
No, it's still in question 2.
Okay. Now, there's 2 ways of doing this, right? The first way is you get this number, 2,940. And what you do is you divide it by 10 as many times as you can until it's a number between 1 and 10. So currently it's a number much bigger than anything between 1 and 10. Would you agree with that? Divide by 10 once, twice, still bigger than 1 to 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then 3 times. Now is it between 1 and 10?
Yes.
Now this number here, 2.94, you divided it by 10 3 times. Okay? Now what this means here, what's written on the board, what that means is this.
Yeah, so you wrote multiplied.
Yeah, I did. I'll show you now. Do you know the way this number is meant to stand for 2,940? Multiply 2.94 by 10 3 times. Once, it turns to 29.4. Twice, it turns to 294. And if you multiply it a 3rd time, it turns back into the original number. So what this mode is called is it's basically a mode. Standard form is a mode where it tells you how many times you need to multiply a number between 1 and 10 by 10 to get a regular number. So in class now, can everybody try 56,400? Give it a go.
5.6.
Now, the way to do this is you get your number, 56,400, correct? Keep dividing by 10 until you have a number between 1 and 1 and 10. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I took 4 of them, didn't I? 4 of them. So your answer is 5.64, that number there. And you did it 4 times, so it's multiplied by 10 to the power of 4. And if you aren't sure about that, it's how many times do you need to multiply this number to turn it back into 56,400. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. It's the same number. Now, for those of you that are finding this really difficult, there's something called science mode. That's what Paul remembers. You got to shift setup. See science mode. You press 0. Any number you want. 56,400. It's 5.64 by 10 to the 4. What about 2,940, which was our original question? 2.94 by 10 to the 3. So that's a handy way of doing it as well. But if you understand it this way, you know what it actually means. Everybody right with that? Okay. And remember, when you go back to do your new question, you need to take it out of science mode, don't you, Oisin? How'd you take it out of science mode?
Shift mode.
Setup? Normal?
Either.
Works.
Either works, but I got 1.
What's the difference?
I don't actually know, never use normal too. So, calculate the flight time from Ireland to Spain. Time equals what? Anybody?
Distance 4 hours.
Distance over speed, d over s. And what that's going to be 2,940 divided by
700.
Okay. What you get? 4.2 hours. Can anybody give me a really easy way to convert that into hours and minutes?
You just do the
4 hours, 12 minutes. There we got that. 4 hours and 12 minutes. Now if you forgot that, what's another way of doing it? See this 0.2? See 0.2? Yeah, 0.2 of an hour? Just multiply 0.2 by 60. Because there's 60 minutes in an hour. 0.2 multiplied by 60 will give you your 12 minutes. Alright? Now, multiply good old Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Yeah, seriously, also for C, if you just divide 2,940 by 700, you get 4.2.
I know I got 4.2. I was just showing you how to convert it into hours and minutes.
Oh, okay.
This time, just rehash that point. 4.2. Okay, you press this button here. 4 hours, 12 minutes if you want it done that way as well. Okay, just give you his little tricks. Now, Alan wants this video game. He sells for this, but you need to add on VAT. So, 100% is €62. Are we expecting...
No, not 100%.
Wait a second. Oh, you understand that. 121% is €62. Happy enough with that?
Wait.
Oh, plus.
Yeah. So it's
No. They didn't add the VAT on to the first one.
Yeah, they didn't add the VAT yet.
The VAT hasn't been added to the first one. To be fair to Bill though, I think the language is a bit ambiguous here. It says the game sells for this much in Ireland, which includes VAT of 21%. But I'd say plus VAT of 21% means you haven't paid for it yet. The question would be really easy otherwise, wouldn't it? You just say, I'll buy it in Ireland because it's clearly cheaper than Spain.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think it. I immediately thought it was just you'd have to add the VAT because it wouldn't have mentioned it any other way, and not just that, it doesn't mention it for Spain.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to turn it into 121%. How'd you do that?
You multiply 62 by 21 over 100, then you add it.
You can do it that way. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. You can multiply 62 by 21 over 100 and then get 21% and add it on. What's the way I usually go for it? Do you remember? What do I usually do?
0.21.
I find out what 1% is, and then when you add 21%, I then bring it up to what 121% is. So what I'll do is I'll divide by 62. I'll say 62 divided by 100. What's that stand for? 0.62 is what? 1%. It's 100 times smaller. Now I want 121%, so I multiply it by, and the answer I'm going to get is €75 and 2 cents. Now, some of you guys would have done it this way. You would have got your €62. You would have got 20%, or sorry, 21%, right? And then you've got €13 and 2 cents, and then you'd add it onto your €62, and you get €75 and 2 cents. Please remember, you got to write down everything you type into your calculator. Otherwise, you're losing marks. So we're definitely going to buy it in Spain. That's if it's like easy to get to Spain and buy it. Like.
Yeah, just say, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, D. The language of it. Technically, would you be right in saying that you could buy it in Ireland because?
You'd have to pay to get to Spain.
Well, no, because for Spain it doesn't say that it has the VAT included.
You could make an argument. I think the question would need to be worded better. Okay. This much compound interest, yeah? Are we ready for this? Now, I'm just going to give you a brief oversight on decimals, alright? If we have €4,000 and I multiply it by 1.06, do I get a bigger number or a smaller number than 4,000? Bigger. It's above 1. Any number bigger than 1 gives you a bigger number back. So, just for argument's sake here, 4,000 multiplied by 1.06 is that number there.
Yeah, I didn't see the one with those.
Now, how much percent did they actually add on to 4,000?
0.6.
See the 0.6?
6%.
That means they added on 6%. Is everybody alright with that? If I multiply by 1.07, how much percent have I added on?
7%.
It's 7% bigger. Now, what happens if I do this? 4,000 multiplied by 1.35.
35%.
I've made it 35% bigger. Does that make sense? Everybody alright with that? Now let's try another thing out. 4,000 multiplied by 0.99. Bigger or smaller? What percentage smaller? 1%. It's how close it's to 1. It's 0.01 away from 1, isn't it? So that makes it 1% smaller. What about this one? 0.85.
Smaller.
But what percentage smaller?
15.
15% smaller. Okay, so is everybody happy with the decimal system? Yeah? Now, what it wants me to do is, it wants me to make this €4,000, it wants me to make it bigger by how much percent?
By
5%.
2.5 for the first question.
But what?
2.5 for the first question. It's 5% for 2 years.
No, annual rate, I get what you're doing. I really do. But annual rate means increase it by 5% twice.
Oh.
for both years. Okay? So in year one, question one only wants it for year one. You got that? So it was worth €4,000, but we're going to increase it by 5%. What's our new answer? 4,200. Now, we had 4,000, now we have 4,200. So how much extra interest did we make? 200. The word interest specifically means how much extra did I get. That makes sense? Hopefully. Now, 41% of our interest is going to be deducted. So we're meant to get €200, but we're not going to get all €200. So what happens? We're meant to get €200, but how much percent are we going to take away from that? 41%. So multiply 200. So what we're going to get is we're going to get €200, but we need to get 41%, don't we? So multiply by 41 over 100, or we can multiply by 0.41. Yeah, €82. Take away €82, and how much money did we actually get? We got 118. How much money do we have in total now? At the start of year two?
4,118.
Yeah, we had 4,000. We got €200, but then we lost €82, which is 4,118. Actually, I think for this question, it actually just wants me to calculate the €82. I think that's all I want me to do for that question.
Well, no, because it's asking what you have in total, because it's 4,000 plus interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this question here just wants it the €82.
Oh, yeah.
Right, sorry, jumped the gun with that. Now, find the total amount in Taylor's investment at the end of year two. Well, at the start of year two, he had this much here, didn't he? Yeah. And how much extra money does he get when he invests it?
118.
He gets 5% extra. He would get 118 if he started off with 4,000. He's starting off with a bigger number this time. So repeat your procedure, Aaron. Multiply by 1.05. You get this number here.
Yeah, then it's the 41%.
4,000. 1 second. Nearly. 23.9. And you have to find out how much extra money you made. So you got to take away the original amount. So you minus your 4118. That's how much extra interest you made. Did you agree with that?
Yeah.
Your interest is €205.90. But how much money do you lose again?
41%.
You lose 41%. Multiply by 41 over 100. You lose €84.42, let's say. Take it away. Because you lose that much money, because it gets taxed. And when it gets taxed, you get €121.48. It wants me to find the total amount of the investment though. So how much did we start off at the start of that year?
4,118. You add 120.
Add the 121 onto that. $4,239.48. What question was that I just finished? 3.